This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone, very good morning to all. In last session, we started discussing about the forms, HTML forms. So I seen some basics. I think I given some assignment also, I believe, right? For your session, I don't know for which session I given. So I need to identify the attributes of the input element. All the attributes. There are a lot of attributes are there, and all these attributes are used in different situations actually. So let me write the attributes of input element very quickly. So type is one attribute. Style, already type is we seen, type equal to text, type equal to password, something like this. We can add many values for the type actually. Style and a class and ID and a name, right? What else we are having? Placeholder, min length, max length, like this we are having so many attributes are there. Min, max, only min and max. There is a, but these are required. Min length is different, min is different, max length is different, max is different. They're all used in at different places actually. Right, you can see this is max. Okay, what else we are having required? So based on the situation, we are going to add many attributes. Required is one of the common attribute. For example, there is an attribute called checked attribute. We cannot add this for every input form field, so this is going to be available on checkboxes and radio buttons only, right? We have an attribute called multiple. This also multiple attribute will be added on only specially multiple drop down boxes and file uploading. If you want to upload multiple files, then you have to add the multiple attribute. So they're all come under different places, right? Required, and you can write checked also, and there is an attribute called selected also. But this actually we are talking about input field attribute. Selected is not input field, so selected is a select box attribute actually. So we are just seeing the attributes of an input element. This is exactly we are saying about, okay, input element attributes, right? Some of the attributes I list down, you can google for it. As of now I remember these attributes, but you can google for it. You may find almost all 30 plus attributes you will find definitely, but all attributes will never use at a time. So, and we don't want to remember also. Based on the situation, you will just understand what is the attribute we need to take there. That's enough, right? So now I want to create a form. Nothing but we know register forms and login forms, contact forms, and inquiry forms. For example, I want to create a form for adding product, add product form, or add employee form. Like this, we can create so many forms, guys. For example, you can go to banking. They want to open an account for you. There is a very big form. Account opening form is very big form actually in bank applications. If we can check this, that is also creating an account. Creating a bank account is going to be a very big form. Lot of steps. They are also called step forms. Step by step, we have to fill the things. Step forms. This is exactly step forms. First you have to fill your personal information. In the next step you have to fill your address information. In the next step you have to fill some other education information, something like these are called step forms. There are a lot of ways of forms are there, guys, right? So but all are going to be forms, and sometimes a form may be with a very minimalistic number of fields. Sometimes the form may contain more and more number of form fields. We don't know what they're going to be exactly expecting on the form fields, right? Definitely. So this is how we can create the form fields, guys, right? So now the next thing, I want to create a registration form. This registration form should include almost all the form fields. I want to take a username, I want to take a email, uh, password, and generally these are the common fields will be there. So confirm password is one more thing. So, and this is going to be mobile, username, email, password, confirm password, mobile, and I want to take gender, radio button. I want to take something called hobbies. Hobbies means I want to make some checkboxes here. I want to make something called address. I want to make something called state. Nothing but I want to cover each and every form field in that registration form. Generally, you can see Amazon registration form. You can see Flipkart registration form. Generally, there are one or two fields. If you can go to Amazon registration, I think 3 to 4 fields registration form that is. They will ask your name, your username, mobile, and email, password. That's all. 4 fields they will just ask you for creating an account. But I just want to add all the form fields, and finally we need to have a submit button to create an account or create account button, whatever it may be. So let me create a form. After that, you can try to create a login form. After that, you can try to create a contact form. Like this, we may have so many forms are there, and you can try to create different forms. You can go to some other website. Design is not a mandatory here because we don't know design right now. So we need to just concentrate on how to create a form fields, and especially when we are creating form fields, we need to follow some rules and regulations. They are very important. For every input field, we need to take some attributes. Without those attributes, your form data will never saved into the database, right? Whatever it may be. Whatever the form fields we are going to take, I told you already, every form field should be kept into the form tag. Without this form tag, you cannot do anything. Mandatory. If there is no form tag, the form will never process it. Simply says the form is dead form. There is no use of the form you are using, right? Seriously says, right? So this is how we can create the form. Okay, let us start it. Let me start with the basic structure of HTML. See, always try to follow step-by-step coding, not line-by-line coding. If you're practicing line-by-line coding, it won't works for you in real time. Okay, you want to learn, you want to seriously write many number of lines of code. It is a step-by-step is a good process, right? So don't write one, two, three, first HTML. People will write like this: HTML open, head tag close, title tag close. This is not the good idea of writing code, right? Follow my standard: HTML open, HTML close. This is exactly the standard. Whatever the tag you want to open first, whatever the tag you want write first, open it and close it immediately. Then we can do anything there, right? Register.html is my file name. Am I created all? Oh, this file is not belongs to you, I believe. No, let me save this 8am UI. I created already register.html guys yesterday. I don't think so. 1 minute, let me check this. Am I created file for you? Oh, I think I created, huh? Guys, I
Yes, yes, sir.
created, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, we created already. Sorry, I forgot that. We already created. I thought that. Okay, no problem. It's not a problem. So already we created. Okay, anyhow, let me go here. We can create some other form. Don't worry. And this is a form. We are taking the table, and the table, we know the table contain tr, tds, and we have a label, and every tr contain two tds. Two tds means this is one td and this is one td, and we made a form, I believe I already. And one very important thing you have to do, so whenever you are working with radio buttons, the radio button should have the same name, because radio button means it will allow only one option to select. In this point of time, you need to take something like this. Okay, right. So let us go with some other form fields are there. Okay, we are already done with registration form, means no need to worry. So now I just want to discuss some other form. Let me take this as a credit card processing form. CREDIT, credit card. Generally we know what are the credit card fields will be there, right? Simply let me create a credit card form. These are this type of forms generally we will create in real time. That's why I'm also doing the same. Title tag open, title tag close. Here we can take the title as credit card processing, something like this. Okay, I'm coming to the body tag open, body tag close. So press one tab here. Right here, let us write one more thing. Same credit card processing. Yes. So here we have to create the form. Always remember, whenever we are dealing with sensitive information, you should take the method as post. It's mandatory. And action is empty. Right now we don't know where we need to send this data. That's why I'm making this empty. If you know generally, how do we know where we need to send the data? Because we are front-end developer. Who will collect the data? Back-end developer. So back-end developers will tell us. They will give you a path to you. So to that path, you have to post the data. Whatever the path we don't know right now, or else you can just create a form with empty method, and you are not a person to add the method also. Make it empty, make it action empty. Backend developer will take in care. Whenever you hand over the form to the backend developer, he will do the remaining job. I will tell you guys how the forms are going to be processed. So with the front end and back end, I will tell you some situations also, so that you will get more clarity of what is our task as a front end developer, what is a back end developer task also we can see. Right, now I'm taking the same table again. So table tag again, table tag, close. Here I'm taking tr. We know that it contains two tds. First td is for label. In the td directly I'm taking label, label and label. Enter code number, something like this we can write. Enter code number. So I'm going to take one more td. Yeah, calm down. So td open, td close. Here we can take the input form field. Input type equal to text. Input type equal to text, and name equal to something. Ah, id equal to something. I told you already why we need to take the name. Name is the reference for the server side. ID is the reference in the client side. Client side in the sense JavaScript jQuery. So name is the reference in server side. I mean, I don't know who is going to handle this form by the Java team, .NET team, Python team. We don't know. But every backend technology will expect a name attribute on the input form field. If there is no name attribute on the input form field, your backend technology may not able to read the form data. So name is mandatory for the backend technologies like Java, .NET, Python, PHP. Without that, we can't do anything. I will show you a small PHP program also here. There is a backend technology right now I have with me. So let me show you one small registration form so that you will understand. Don't worry, this is the server-side program. You don't need to worry about it. Just I will show you the reference here exactly, register.php. Can you see? I'm having a form. This is the form we created. Name equal to uname, name equal to email, name equal to pwd. Once this form is submitted, we need to collect the data, right? Yeah, to collect the data, can we go? This is my server side code actually. This is the PHP code. Can we see? In the variable, we are passing the name of the input field, email and pwd. If there is no name attribute, 100% you will never able to get the data, and there is no other way also. You cannot get the data. Name attribute should be there. If name is not there, your form will never carry the data to server. Name is mandatory. Name is mandatory for processing the data. ID may not mandatory. Definitely guys, ID is not mandatory, but name attribute is mandatory for server side processing of your form. ID is for just JavaScript. I don't want to write JavaScript code anything anymore here. So can you see the JavaScript also, we are fetching the ID document dot get element by ID of the name of the ID. What is the name of the ID we provided for the username text box? Uname. I'm taking the same. I'm getting the element information in JavaScript. I'm getting the value here. This is the value. Don't worry, this is JavaScript code. I will tell you when we are discussing JavaScript. Just I'm showing you how exactly the importance of the name attribute and ID attribute. ID is for JavaScript and name is for backend development. Right now, you no need to worry. You can take a name, but one thing, you have to take a unique name for every input form field. ID and name may be same, no problem, but take unique ID, unique name always. So this is going to be cn. I'm taking simply called cn code number, and I'm taking simply called cn. So id may be same. No, you want to make a different id, different name, okay, you can make it, no problem, but you cannot take the same id, because we know id means unique. So you cannot maintain same id for every element. That is a big problem, will cause us, right? So definitely name also, you cannot take the same name. You cannot take the same name for every input form field. If you can take like this, the existing fields overrides the different fields. Okay now, right? Exactly, this is going to be the cn. Exactly, okay now, right? So I'm taking code number. Perfect. Now you can go and close the input element. Now if we can just run the file, right? You can see what exactly we are having. This is a form, credit card number. Simply now I'm copying that here. Now you can copy that here. So this is going to be name on card, something like this. I'm writing name on card. So this is going to be, I'm writing name on card, NOC, something like this. You can take any name fields, no problem at all. Okay. So that could be anything, right? You should, but only remember, keep it in mind, that should be unique. You cannot take the same name. That's mandatory, right? Now you can check this. This is going to be expiration year and expiration month. Right now you can see expiry. Now I'm taking this into, first some people will take this as a month, and this is going to be YYY, something like this I'm taking. Now you can check this. Expiry should, maximum of the people will provide you expiry as a drop down box. So we can have to pick the date, and we have to pick, we have to pick the month and year. So in this point of time, you can remove this. You can write a drop down box, select. First one is going to be month, ID equal to month, month, and name equal to month. Okay, name and ID month. So now you can take a select box like this. Option, every select box needs an option because we are going to provide multiple options here. This is going to be, initially we don't want to set any value for it, empty. So now I'm just making this as a month, month. Okay, the same way I want to take year also. Now you can check this. We are not providing anything here. Same, one more drop down side by side. So this is going to be year, YEAR year. So this is also going to be YEAR year. So this is, I want to take YEAR year. Now you can check this. They are going to be side by side. This is the month you have to pick, and you have to pick year here. Let me add some options here. For the month, I'm just going to take the month as 01 to 012, but I'm not taking all the values. But when you're creating, you can take it now 02, and this is going to be 02. Sometimes here they will take 01, 02 only, but here they will display this as a JN, something like this. They will display, that is of their choice, whatever you want. You can check this FEB, something like this. People will go for it actually. MAR, and this is going to be 03, something like this. I just want to take the year also. Year, some year, I'm going to take 2010, right? Something like this. I'm going to take 2010 onwards, right? So expiration year, right? So actually card may be expired, so we don't know expiry year. Maybe I think it is a future year only. So can I take this as a 2021, 2020? You can take 2021, 2022. Card may be issued, I don't know when they issued the card. It's not a problem. So you can take 2021, you can take 2021, 2022, something like this. You are going to take some years exactly, right? So this is also way of creating. Just I'm adding little bit, and these are the things, and these are what exactly we are going to add it. And finally, we can have some CVV, right? Let us go for the CVV. TR open, TR close. So this is going to be TD and a TD. In this, the label is going to be CVV, LABL label, LABL label. Label is going to be CVV. Actually, CVV, some CVVs may have 4 digits, some CVV may have 3 digit CVVs also there. You know, cards also, credit card numbers also. Actually, we have to validate the card. How can we validate the card is valid or not? Actually, every card will start with some series guys here actually. 4100 means Visa card, 3 means Mastercard, and 3 means what is one more thing? Diners Club, something like this. There are, every card have some code. Whatever the code they are generating, they have some code. Based on that, we have to validate. If it is a Diners Club, it having 14 numbers only on the card. If it is Visa, 16 numbers on the card. I think American Express, some cards are, it may be 18 numbers, or I don't know exactly. Some 12 numbers cards are also there, maybe, I think, right? So these all we need to validate. How do we know? How can we validate all these things? We have to write our own library in JavaScript actually. In HTML, you cannot do anything. Just you are going to create the form only to validate those card numbers and CVVs and all. You have to verify that API. Actually, they will provide it as an API. how to integrate that API into our JavaScript application, how can we validate the forms also, we have to check it if required, right? That we can see later in the sessions, no need to worry about it. When we are talking about JavaScript, there we can see this in detail, no need to worry right now. So just concentrate on the form field. Generally, when I'm creating the form, people may have doubt, sir, how to validate the form also, sir? Yeah, we can validate the form. There are a lot of plugins will be there in jQuery. There are a lot of code we need to write in JavaScript code, right? We can validate the same by using React.js also. Input type equal to text and name is equal to CVV and ID equal to CVV, something like this. We have to take it CVV. So this is going to be min length 3. I'm taking minimum 3, so that min length attribute I'm writing this time min length equal to 3. Min length h min length 3. Anything wrong? Name equal to CVV. Here space missed. Okay. You cannot provide the spaces like this, guys. This is not valid one, right? So max length also, if you want take, you can take the max length, something like this. Min length, something like this also, we can take maximum 3. Actually min length is correct, actually not max, actually minimum 3 characters you have to write. So for this we have to write some validations actually. The entered, you can write min length 3. Now you can refresh the page, but you can see when I'm entering something on the field, it is taking, but it is actually, it should be a number. So, and credit card is also a number. Now you can check this now. So number means you cannot check with input type equal to number. Okay, that's also valid. But if you can check with input type equal to number, there is a problem. So it is going to show you a drop down window, something like this. Input type number means it is going to become like this. This is not the good idea. They won't take like this. You can see any payment processing, it won't be like this actually. It won't be like this. You cannot make something. So actually every field including mobile, they will take it as a number only, but we need to write sorry, text only. We need to write some JavaScript validation. So by using JavaScript, whenever you are into the box, text box, you are typing some characters. JavaScript will never allow some characters on the input form field. We can validate the form field like this exactly. Okay. Now, and finally, we need to have a button and proceed to payment, something like this. So these are the some rules and regulations while creating the forms, because we are going to learn React.js also, right? So in this point of time, JavaScript and everything, and these scenarios you have to know what exactly. Backend, we can don't need to worry about it. Our responsibility is how to send the data to server. That's all. So you don't need to worry about it. So what happened inside the server, whether they are collecting the data or not, whether they are inserting the data or not, it's not our responsibility. Your responsibility is just collect the form data and send to server. So we have to verify, sir, I'm sending data to server, sir. Whether it is sending to server or not, how can we verify? There are a lot of tools are there. There are a lot of tools are there, whether your form data is submitting to server or not, to check it, right? It's not a big deal. So finally, let me add a input type submit. Input type equal to submit and value equal to register. That's all, or create account, something like this we can do. Oh, sorry, proceed payment, right? Proceed to payment, PROCED, proceeded to payment, proceed to pay. Simply we can take like this. Now this is the button we are having, and we can design it, and we can make something also. Sometimes, while we are purchasing product, we need to add address information also. Now address information also we need to add. Actually what people will do, this is all one form, right? In the just above the form, I mean this credit card form, I want to have some address fields also. Now you can say I removed the form. Now you can take, he is going to be field. Field set is a thing. Actually we can take a tag called field set. We can group them. We can group set of fields. In this we have an attribute called legend, legend. Legend is an attribute. Try to see how it is going to be segregated the fields, legend, legend. Okay, right. In this payment details, I'm writing something called payment details, details, payment details. Now you can see, keep the form inside of it. Whatever the form you created, Just keep the form inside the field set tag. That's enough. I want to make somewhat alignments also. Okay, this is fine. Okay, now you can check this, how this is going to be aligned. Now you can see this is going to become like this, a wrapper for all the payment details. Now you want to make some address information also, right? Just above this field set, I want to take one more field set. Now you can see everything should be inside the form, but that's very, very important. FIELD field set open, field set. Generally you can see some kind of groups like this: FIELD field set open, field set close. Now same again, one more field set. Here I want to take this as a legend attribute again. LEGEND legend open, legend close. Simply LEGEND legend open, legend close. This is going to be address info, address details. Simply I'm taking address details. Again, this is also going to be a form. Your first name, again you are going to take a table, and first name, last name. Yesterday we created a registration form, right? The entire registration form we can bring back here, but I don't want to take all the registration form. uh, so you can take some okay, you can take it, no problem. All the table I'm copying from here, so you can paste there, and you can see the beauty here. I don't want actually all the form fields, hobbies and all not required. While payment processing, why we need your hobbies? It's not required, right? So generally whatever I need, I will keep those information only in the field set. Again, I'm taking one more table. Now you can see this form is look like very big. Oh, what happened? Something went wrong. So I made it wrong right here. Field set open, field set close. That's good. Legend LEGEND. Anything wrong? It's went FIELD. It's going something wrong, or else field set I taken. I copied the form here, but what happened? It's appearing inside of some other thing actually. That's I'm looking for actually. Why? What happened? Payment details. Let me do one thing, because of everything inside the form it is coming like this. Okay, let me go and check this. I'm removing this inside the form. Let me take it outside of the form element. Let me check this, but everything should be, oh, they're not. I think I don't know what is the problem here. Okay, let me delete all the unnecessary fields from this. First of all, hobbies and gender and everything. So these are all not required actually for us. Password and everything. Mobile name is okay, email is also not okay, right? Mobile address, your name, that's enough, right? Generally these fields are common. So let us check this, what is the problem? So I don't know exactly what is the mistake we did here. This should be inside the field set only. FIELD field set open, field set close. So this is fine. Okay, this is coming right. Okay, what is the problem? Now it is coming properly, but I want to make this on top of the form tag. Is there anything wrong? Any tag opened and it is, if it is not closed also, maybe the problem, but something went wrong. What is the wrong thing here? I don't understand. But if I keep this in bottom, it is working. FIE, is there any spell mistakes? We need to check it. No, 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 no. If I take this in bottom, it's working properly. Need to check the solution actually. What is the problem here? If I keep this in the bottom of it, it is working. That is a different wrapper. This is a different wrapper. So they are working fine. But okay, whatever it may be, Anyhow they are working, but we need to check it what is the problem, or else we can make this as a this form and we can make this form. I think closing tags and the open tags, we need to check it properly what we did the mistake in this address details. I think everything looks okay, but what happened if I keep on the top, we didn't understand. Okay, anyhow guys, this is how we can create a forms with a group of fields like this also. Sometimes it may require us for making group of fields like this, right? Exactly. Okay, now, all right, very nice. So, so now one more thing, we need to create a login form. Generally, we know login form means just we need to make username or email or password. Sorry, username, email. I mean, how can we log into an application? Generally, people may ask us, right? Let me copy the same code. You can go to your register.php code. You can copy the code and you can paste here. Let me make this as a login.html. This is a HTML code only. Input type is going to be login. Sorry, input type submit value login. These are all not required. For login, generally, we need only three fields. One is password, one is email. That's all, right? So already if we can create a registration form, that's enough, I believe, right? So this is exactly, we can take it. That's enough. So here, let us make this as a login. Let us make this as a login. We need to design them. If we can design them, they will look very nice. So login with username or email. Sometimes you can log in with your mobile also. If you can see Facebook login, you can log in with your username password, email password, mobile password also we can log in with in the Facebook situation. You can check this. So this is exactly, but in this point of time, user may enter anything, right? So I want to make login key. So login key and login key is an ID. I don't know which one you are going to enter. You may enter email, mobile, or anything we may enter, right? So and the password is same. And finally, we need to have a submit button, and this is how we can create. See, if you're done with your registration form, login form also almost done. We can remove the unnecessary fields and we can give the necessary fields here. This is our login form. And just beside the login button, I want to take an anchor tag, ahref. This is going to be an anchor tag. Here we can write forgot password. So we can make something called forgot password. Okay, just refresh the page. This is exactly forgot password. Okay, now right, all the fields like this. Now if we can click the page again, we have to open the forgot password.html. So there we will add one button, please enter your email id. So by entering your email id, and we're going to enter your email id and submit that. As a backend developer, they will verify the email exists or not. If email exists, they will send a reset password link for you. You are going to your Gmail inbox, there you are clicking that link and you are verifying the, or you are resetting the password. So this is all the backend process actually. Just you are here for creating the forms like this. We don't know what they will expect from us, how big forms are there, right? Sometimes you may need to create very big forms, guys. Let me show you one of the form which will include all the form fields. Let me write dev dot where is this? Okay, let me show you a small form to you so that you will get a clarity. So these are the some forms we created for our application actually. So this is internal project of my work. Is it loading or not loading? It may take some time because the data which is we are displaying in the video player will be loaded from a backend service. So what happened? It is not loading. HTTPS, this site can't be reached. Maybe certificate may be expired. Okay, no need to worry, guys. Right, so I will show you in some other time. So how to create a very big forms like this. Special case, guys, you can see normally you can go to bank application forms will be there. Application forms, sometimes what they will do, they will give us the application form, they will ask us to create the same structure. The application form, if we can see, almost all it will look like 4 to 5 pages. The application form, bank application form, everything whatever you are able to see in the bank application, you have to create it. I mean the forms you have to create it. So if possible, you can collect a bank application form and you can make create the same form programmatically like this. So this is the way of creating forms, guys. In an entire HTML, is there anything important? Yeah, forms are very, very important. I don't know. There are a lot of elements maybe there in the HTML. Whether you will use or not, I don't know. But HTML form elements are the most used one in real time, and most of the environments also they will created by using form fields only. So we should be very good in the form fields. React applications, whatever the application it may be, adding record, viewing record, editing record, deleting record, everything will be happens to the forms only. If I want to add a record, you have to create an environment where I can input something. You want to edit a record, yes, where you have to input something in the edit form, yes, you have to manage everything. Okay now, right? Thank you guys then. So I'll stop the session for the day, and tomorrow we can discuss about semantic elements, non-semantic elements, block level, inline elements. What is a block level? What is an inline? What is a semantic? What is a non-semantic? Nothing but they're all HTML5 elements. Semantic and non-semantic will come under HTML5. Block level or inline is the common thing. So we can apply on HTML4, HTML5, whatever it may be. Okay, that's we can see tomorrow. Guys, carry on if you have any doubts.
So that valid